Okay, so this is a recap video for the 2016 Elkhart County Fair. I thought I have several pages of notes here, but it is pretty important to actually have this video. How many minutes does it say we have left?
15:21.
Okay, perfect. It's not going to be that long of a video, but there's a couple things that I will say. The first thing I'm going to start out saying is this is very handy to have, our little Surface RT. I had it at home, didn't work worth anything. For this show, it seems to work out really well. It's just a simple web page. I have my laptop over on that side. Sean's doing the deal right now. But a couple notes to say is this year's attendance was down miserably because of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and including Monday. The heat was just so terrible. It was just terrible.
People were hospitalized. It was that bad.
Yeah, it was absolutely terrible. There was lots of people that were walking by on the Sunday, but people's faces were just sweating. Our papers were sticking to the table. It was miserable. So that said, a couple things. The first thing is we believe that we should have a big banner or one continuous table skirt that goes out all the way in front of this, and it says "Enter to Win" in front, or Couples Romance Getaway, www.couplesromancegetaway.com at the bottom. Enter to win here, something that really stands out. And if it bombs, we'll only have one side of it, and we can rotate it and use that in the back. So if it doesn't work out well, we're not going to be out anything. Next thing that I'm going to point out to you was the picture right here. There is, on all of the new brochures that we have designed, this is the only picture of Brook Point Inn that we have on the table. Everybody's still wanting to see a big picture of Brook Point. So what we might want to do is either have a big picture of Brook Point down here on the front of the table skirt by the Enter to Win, or we get a blown up picture here in the middle and here in the middle on both sides.
We also thought about having more pictures of the rooms decorated because they're kind of hard to see, even though there's one in the brochure.
But we do have them on the brochure, and I do have a picture here, and that does help.
It does.
Especially if somebody's walking away from the table, they have that information. But that is one thing that I think that we really need to...
things to point to that really help. Because for them to watch the video and hope they hit the same ones, they look at the video.
And the TVs, we're not going to do anything less than 60-inch again. These
that is
absolutely great. These two TVs in particular are going into the cabin. They're going to go into the first cabin, which will be cabin 41. This will go in the bedroom. The other one will go into the living room. Number 3 item on here, the people counter. Let's come over here and show you the people counter.
Hey, Tony.
So the people counter that we have set up, we've usually Velcroed it. I don't know if it was the heat or what it was, but the people counter actually kept falling down continuously. So what we did is we couldn't find the reflectors anymore. Eric ordered these on Amazon. We overnighted them on the Amazon account for our Amazon business account, not on my Amazon account. We need to get a couple more of these big reflectors and keep them in there, because what's nice is if it starts to move or wiggle a little bit, the beam that it can bounce off of is much bigger. Next thing is, the certificates.
Going on the wall. Tony!
Top of the certificates. Also, another thing that we need to do is we need to push this information down and put a big picture of Brook Point Inn. Right here in an oval format that matches this fall picture. It needs to be right up here or right over here. This looks really nice, so I don't want to change that very much, but I think a nice image of Brook Point.
Could even be behind it.
Possibly, but I don't know how the red's going to interact with that.
Yeah, me either.
So
but anyway.
That's going to have to be done. The other thing that has to be done is on this certificate, on this side, we need to put the Visa, MasterCard, Discover.
That was on there last year.
That was on there last year, and we didn't do it.
We just didn't order new ones yet.
One of the things that people constantly are asking is like, well, how do you accept that? I don't want to put cash on there because I really don't want to accept cash deals. But that way, if people actually see the American Express, all of those logos, they know that we accept it. How many questions I got asked whether or not you accept credit card, and if I can eliminate that question, bam, done. Easy enough. Let's see, it says table linen. We have 2 table linens. You can see where it breaks in half on the table. We separated the glass so that way it was kind of even all the way across. We need to have some better leveling next year. We use these foam pads, and what
we need to do is just make sure we go set it up and use the exact right size pipe, and then we have them labeled and we have them duct taped where they need to go.
What was set up, what was delivered, we used what we had.
Exactly.
Anyway, so we need to have one table linen the whole way. So we'll have to get a custom table linen done. I suggest we get that custom thing done right away and not wait till next year.
Exactly.
That way we've got it. We can actually test it all out. The next thing is, okay, we believe that we should have a business card made up that says free 30-minute massage. One free 30-minute massage that we can put the certificate number right on that business card. That way we have something to throw out, because there would be some times where we have to incentivize the deal, this deal, and we'd have to write the certificate number for the massage right on here. And we don't want to do that again, because it looks tacky, it's unprofessional, but regardless, we need to have a certificate. While we're talking about business cards, we need to get a business card created that says basically one side has get out of jail free with the get out of jail free icon, almost like what Monopoly has. And then on the opposite side, Couples Romance Getaway 129, our phone number, the website www.couplesromancegetaway.com. These cards we will issue to the people that want them, that can then, because lots of people are like, hey, do you have a business card? Do you have a card? Do you have a card? Do you have a card? We can actually have those, but we can actually give them to the guys that walk away. Because there's a lot of guys that are interested in doing that. These they can actually put in their wallet and they've got that information. So it's going to be something targeted more toward the men. Let's see, floor plans. Okay, so these white fans, I never want to bring them to the fair ever again. Ever again. They need to be gone. What we need to do is we need to bring those floor dry fans. They're small, they're compact, and they have a jet that streams out that air. I'd like to get 2 of those. The white fans need to be gone. I don't want to ever bring them again, because what happens is the plastic from the fabric gets caught up in there. We're constantly tripping over the fans. This way they're compact, they're on the ground, they'll just blow where we want to have that air. The next thing is Visa, MasterCard, American Express. It's already going to be on there. LED lights. You can see I made a YouTube video about the LED lights. You can go back and watch that one previous couple days ago. So here's a small one. Here's the big one. I bought this down at a couple booths down. I'm going to go get a couple more so we have some inside of the bin. But I can tell you that this was $1.50. I bought 12 of these. I think it was for like $9. Big difference in brightness. These require AA batteries, so we need to add AA batteries to our list, where we always have AA batteries inside of them. They're AA's. Next thing, TVs need to be closer to the booth. Yeah, let's walk back here a little bit. Actually, we'll just walk back this way.
We're walking this way, everybody.
Okay, what we did, you can see we actually put the TV a little bit closer to the booth. That way we can put the retractable signs up. I wasn't going to put the retractable signs up, but I decided to put the retractable. There's always one in the crowd, Tony.
And then they have their accomplices. You see?
One in the crowd.
Accomplices. Hi, everybody.
So we want to make sure that those 60-inch TVs get a little bit closer to the booth so we can use those stand-up retractable signs, because there's a lot of people that still like to look at this chocolate lava cake, and while they're sitting at the table they kind of see that, because they don't necessarily see that information when it's on the screen, when it's going over and over on the screen. Let's see. A majority of people, and when I say a majority of people, I'm talking about 90% of people walk this direction to our booth, not from that direction. So we need to make sure that this portion of the booth is advertised so. And that was another reason why we actually moved the couch. The couch was sitting over here, now we moved it over here so it's closer to Tony's booth. That way, Tony can take naps in the afternoon. That's really what it's all about. He's a shady kind of guy.
He is a shady guy. Oh, yeah.
Hey, you can call the wild words. That's right, that's right. By me this week. All right. We need pencils, and a pencil sharpener. We absolutely have to have those things inside of the booth. One of the other things we talked about doing, we want to experiment and think about a little bit more, is a wheel deal.
I have a question about your motel.
Yeah, you do right now? You want me? Okay. Anyway. So
thank you, Daryl.
One of the things that we want to think about doing is a wheel deal. The purpose of the wheel deal is, let's say for example we're trying to get somebody and they're on the fence and they're not sure if they want to do it or not. We can actually pull out this makeshift deal from like the side or something like this, and we say, okay, we want to incentivize this and get you to go a little bit more. How many donuts this week have you eaten?
Just back. Would you like a donut?
Scott's making an appearance. Donut.
Oh, come on,
Scott.
you had 30 of them
Scott.
all week, right?
Donut.
I know. Because of him, he makes me eat a whole bucket. Oh boy.
This is the best Bear Creek Cat video we've ever
It's
had.
gotta be the best recap video ever. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the wheel deal, we want to discuss that, maybe have something on there. It's like, hey, free 30-minute massage, or a, you know, we'll knock another $10 off, or blah, 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 whatever we want to come up with. I told a lot of people this week that we weren't going to do the 169 deals anymore. We were only going to do the 69s and the 79s, same like that. We started out the 69s. But one thing that really pissed me off, and it pissed Sean off, I bet you I heard, are you going to be here all week? About 1,000 times. And that's no exaggeration. Literally 1,000 times. And it was their excuse to walk away where they didn't have to buy. We have to solve that problem. I've been trying to figure out all week.
Maybe we create, if we hear that line, we have a special card for just those folks.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I've been contemplating on doing is we actually take the deal away and we just kind of walk away. I've read about that in sales deals where you basically just take the deal. I did take a card away today.
It worked.
And it did work. And I experimented with that because it's like, you know what? If you're not going to take this, let's just go. Not more than probably 45 seconds later, he bought. So that's something that we need to really consider. We need to think about the wheel deal. And one of the things that, to go back to that, are you going to be here all week? Sean and I were talking about this is today's price. Tomorrow's price is $10 more. Because we need some incentive for them to buy. And we can always then go back and say, well, we changed our mind. It's going to be, it'll be less. So the next thing on here, the setup, the stand banners, the retractable banners. What's that?
You have 4 minutes left.
Okay, we need to have those retractable banners. Eric's telling me I got 4 minutes left. I got 4 items left. We need to have, this is an excellent idea, Ben, while you're watching this video, go into the wiki, and we have a section on there where we're going to have Couples Romance Getaway upcharges. I have a wiki page of articles that I've already created on that. We need to add that you could upgrade to a bottle of champagne for $20 more. That was somebody, that was a suggestion that a customer of ours made that bought one. The back of the boxes of the drawings need to be white.
Let's go back.
You can see over on this side, you can see where we put our drinks behind there. We need to have just white paper and or like tickets already crumpled up. So it's just a fake picture that tickets already crumpled up, or just white. So that way you can see behind it. We can hide our cups and stuff like that. Ben's book, it was a great example. I'm just putting this in here so I don't forget about it. Ben's book, if they fail the test, they don't become an employee. So like the book that I'm writing about billing practices, if they fail that test that we're going to give them, while they're paid to read that on the clock, we're not going to let them as an employee. But one of the things, if they get a certain percentage of questions correct, like if they get 100% of the questions correct, we're going to give them a 10% bump in pay. Or you miss one, and we're gonna just certain percentages. So there's a positive thing for learning and understanding that book, not necessarily. So that's something we need to think about. So, and I already talked about the get out of jail free cards. Eric, if you can quickly go back behind and show you the setup of how we have things. The Mr. Romance. Before we bring that back, we have to do it again. I can tell you that when it is here, we should only have Couples Romance Guy on the Kids Day. That's it. That's the only day we should have Couples Romance Getaway. Okay. And it needs repaired because it droops in the middle now. Yep. Basically,
it's foam, so once it's that way,
what it's doing is it's doing this when somebody wears it. Yeah. It looks terrible. You can't even tell it's a heart. But I will tell you that we did see mascots walking around this week, and almost every day we saw a mascot walking around.
So we need to make that.
So we've got to make that happen, and on Kids Day and Kids Day only. The next thing is you can show the setup. We have a fan up here, which is great for blowing air directly up. We have a fan down there, so on both sides of the deal. This thing is a pain in the butt to get to because of how it is. We have to keep bending down and bending down and bending down. We've got to fix that problem. This is kind of nice, but without doors, it really doesn't work.
Yeah, the doors are still there. It's just they weren't put back on.
Well, whatever it is, it doesn't work.
And we have the two chairs back here.
The only other thing that I will mention is these are nice, but we have to have a little bit more space here. I really don't know the best way to describe how that is. We used to have a mark on here where we had our center thing, and it's probably up there somewhere. We have to go up there and look. But I think the tables next year need to be bumped out maybe about 6 to 8 inches. It's going to give us a little bit more space.
Hi, Lydia.
It might clog up this corner, but hi, Lydia. It might clog up the corner a little bit, but that's okay. I'd much rather clog up this corner because for the last probably 4 or 5 years, attendance has been down, so I'm thinking it's not going to be that big a deal. I mean, about 6-7 years
Got
ago,
20 seconds.
how many?
20 seconds.
We have so many people. So that is the Elkhart County 4-H Fair. Sean has been doing a great job of selling this week, and thank you guys very much.